Rock and Roll Trucker.
This is the Rock and Roll Trucker. We're knocking out miles, we're eating good, we're rocking and rolling and having a good time. Come along for a ride. Let's see where we can go today.
Good Monday, everybody. It's not been good so far. Thought it was going to be okay, but Mondays are never fun anyways. But we got up this morning, got everything going, got over here to the truck in time to get where we needed to be. We got to go pick up some Coca-Cola over here in Chattanooga. We're supposed to be there at 10 a.m. local time. It's now 10:15 local time, and I'm just now pulling out. Reason being, I got here, started doing my pre-trip, kicking around and everything. Had a tire down. Same tire I just had plugged not too long ago. So I had to wait for the shop to clear out some space and get done with some other stuff and get me in there and take a look at this tire. It was leaking right real near where the last plug was, kind of in a, not in the exact spot, but pretty close, and in an awkward spot. Just on the teetering on the edges of being able to plug it or whatever. Didn't think I was going to be able to get it plugged. Drilled it out, went ahead, plugged it. Air stopped coming out. But it's an awkward spot. It might not hold, especially after we get this heavy load on here. But we got no choice but to go find out. If we got to get the tire changed later today or later in the week, so be it. I guess we'll have to. But yeah, we've already started behind the 8 ball today. Not awesome. Not awesome. I've had more troubles. And it seems like every time I spend any money on this truck, you can guarantee like the next Monday something's going to happen. So it's like I got the oil all changed up Friday and everything, and boom, come in Monday. Flat tire, slow leaked down. We'll just have to keep an eye on it. I got an air hose on the side. We'll keep it juiced up until we can get it completely changed out. Yeah, we'll see. It's the last remaining recap from Love's out of a set of 4 I bought earlier in 2023 there. Disaster of a set of tires. If I can financially avoid ever doing it again, I'll not mess with those again. I just need it's getting around time. I just need to go ahead and replace all 8 with good virgin rubber tires and be done with it. What I really need to do is not be in truck driving anymore. It's a money pit. It really is. Operating your own truck, money pit. Rates still aren't up where they need to be. Fuel's starting to slowly trickle back up again. Oh, Lord, people, it's a miracle I'm still in business right now. It's a miracle. But speaking of staying in business, if I'm going to stay in business, I got to get over here and get this load. We got to get on the road. We got to get loaded, get to Montgomery, Alabama. We're going to unload there, drop and swap for another loaded one. I assume that's still the plan. I don't know if it'll still work out or not, but that's where we're at. Let's go trucking. I'll see y'all in a little while. Howdy, 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 everybody. Greetings from one of the worst stretches and one of my least favorite stretches of road in America. I-59 between Chattanooga, Tennessee and Birmingham, Alabama. Some of it, they're slowly getting straightened up as they're redoing it all. And some of it is worse than ever. It's a hideous road. It's been a hideous road for years. Hate it. And I'm on it so often with truck driving and personal life. Drives me insane. Hate it. But we're moving. We got the tire kind of hopefully plugged up there good. Still seems to be holding air. Seems to be. We'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll find out. So we got 43,300 and some odd pounds on the box. So if anything else is going to happen with it, it'll happen on this load or on the next load, because I'm swapping this one right back out for another 40 some odd thousand pounder when I get to Montgomery. But we're rolling. We ended up getting to Coca-Cola in Chattanooga late on account of the tire thing. We were there 40 minutes late, but they still assigned us a door within 10 minutes of getting there. That location there's a bunch of Coca-Cola locations in Chattanooga, but that's the one that I was at today. I'm not going to give addresses or anything like that away, but it can be a pain in the butt sometimes, but generally they take pretty good care of us there. Get us in and out quick whether we're late or not. Sometimes they'll get us in drastically early. Most of the time not, but they rarely give us a huge hassle when we show up late, which today was a very good thing for me. Got a door pretty quick, got in there, got back out. Had to leave there and go directly and get a little fuel, which that's a little disheartening to look at because fuel is very obviously on a slow march and slower and getting quicker march back towards prices that we should never have to see or deal with. I don't even know why it's happening this time, but it's happening. The fuel prices are 100% on the way back up. It was very evident today on my list and my discounts and everything, and we're marching back towards getting into that $4 a gallon range, even after discounts and stuff again. It's over $4 pump price at a lot of places already still, like the pilots and the loves and stuff. They never waste any time getting back to it. Then you got your Illinois and your Californias and your New Yorks where it just perpetually stays there. But a lot of the Southeast and Midwest, we were getting back down to reasonable prices, and it was enjoyable while it lasted, but it looks like it is long gone and on the steady march back towards numbers that we did not want to see again. But hopefully our within the Great Wide Network, they update our fuel surcharge price every week. Hopefully that stays up to date pretty good, and we don't have any ridiculous, like, super quick spikes that give us a rough week before the fuel surcharge catches back up with it or anything like that. Because being the fuel price is coming down and being conservative with my fuel and trying to be a lot smarter on my stops and how fast I'm driving and stuff, that's one of the ways I've been kind of managing to keep my head above water at times here recently when I could have been really flirting with being underwater. So I hate to see this fuel going back up, albeit when our fuel surcharges keep up with the price, I still do okay because, like I said, I try to pay mind of my speeds and where I'm fueling and stuff. And generally speaking, this last time the fuel spiked up real good since I've been with BWI/Great Wide, I still managed to do pretty good and not have to come out of a whole lot extra out of pocket from what I normally would off the fuel. I'm trying to be smart there. That is one area that I absolutely can't control. There's lots of things in the world you can't control. You can't control nails in the road, picking up debris and tires. If you got a part that doesn't traditionally go out on trucks and it just eventually wears and goes, not a lot you can control there. You can control your general maintenance, basic preventative maintenance and stuff like that. And you can absolutely 100% play a huge part in controlling how much of your money is going out of your wallet to fuel. And that's where I like to try and pay attention there. I got to make money, and that's what, my mind, my ideas, my intelligence, and my right foot, paying attention, being observant and everything, that plays a big part in keeping more of your fuel money in your bank account. Got to be smart there with it going on the way back up here. We'll see what happens. It's kind of starting to come back up a little quick here this last week or two, so I'm not looking forward to seeing where it goes. But luckily, I've got that bit of a safety net from being leased on to a pretty prominently sized, company. I'm leased on to BWI. They're an agent for Great Wide. Great Wide is, under the umbrella of the, Evans. Pretty sizable operation. So, got a pretty good backing as far as fuel discounts go. And, they're pretty consistent with the, breaking us off a good surcharge and stuff like that. There's advantages and disadvantages to doing full-blown independent operating authority versus having the truck and leasing it out somewhere. Both have their pluses, both have their minuses. In tougher times, with the lower rates across the board and everything recently for the last year or two, couple of years, and higher fuel prices and everything, jumping in as an owner-operator after years and years and years of being, a company driver, dipping my toes in the owner-operator game, it just was, I feel like it's been more beneficial to me to be leased on somewhere. It didn't completely work out my first time through, earlier, my first few months in the game, I was with another company, and they had their good points, but it just was not going to work for me in the way I wanted to operate my business and everything. So I jumped over to BWI, under the Great White umbrella there and everything, and it was a little bit of a learning curve at first, but I'm starting to get into the swing of things with them, and so far, even with, they pull, anytime you're leased to a carrier, they're going to pull their percentages and stuff like that. So there's that, that's a negative. They're taking part of your money. But with where I live and their freight base, they've got a lot of contract and dedicated stuff that they've got access to that runs kind of in a, southeastern circle that I like having so I can go home on the weekends at much higher rates, even after their percentage cuts, than what I'm going to get in a lot of cases off the load boards and getting all of it going to me. And with BWI, they've got their own fleet of trailers, not all brand new trailers, not the best trailers in the world, but serviceable fleet of trailers that I don't have to pay for. That just, their percentage that they pull, that covers everything that they provided. So I don't, on top of that, I don't have a trailer payment coming out. Where the first company I leased on with, when I got the truck last year, they pulled a percentage, they pulled a smaller percentage, but I also had a weekly payment on a trailer coming out, which didn't even cover tires or anything like that. So if I had a blowout or anything like that, I had to pay the tires and stuff like that. So, when I break it down, even though I'm paying a little higher percentage off my rates with, Great White BWI here, I'm getting a lot more for that. They completely 100% take care of the trailers. I don't have to pay them any extra money for that. If I get a flat on the trailers or anything, I call them, they take care of that. They take care of the maintenance and the insurance and everything on that. So there's that. And again, I've got access to, most of the time, steady freight. A lot of it's heavy, but a lot of it pays pretty good, where I'm keeping my overall rate per mile a lot higher than some people are out there, and what I probably could off the load board without just having to run the wheels off the truck back and forth, full-blown OTR back and forth, a couple weeks at a time, getting out, going all the way out west, all the way east, all the way north, just without having to run the full 48. I'm pretty much running Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, getting off into Mississippi a little bit, just Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. I don't even I may have done one Kentucky load since I've been with them, since I've kind of got in my steady little lane here. I've been lucky to mostly, other than once or twice, avoid Florida. You can get good money going to Florida, coming back's a nightmare, so I don't mess with that. I've gone up into Pennsylvania with them and Virginia and stuff a couple of times. I've tried to steer clear of that, because we just got enough in the southeast that has been able to satisfy the way I want to run. I could be drawing a lot more revenue total, but I'd also be running a lot more miles, blowing a lot more fuel. I'm I'm not drawing as much revenue as a lot of folks, but I'm keeping my profit margin up a little higher than a lot of folks. So, you know, there's a trade-off in everything. Right now, I'm pretty satisfied with being leased onto a company. You know, I might in the future, depending on how many more years I stay in this game, which that's up for debate too. Might consider getting my own operating authority, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to bother with that. You know, I've got access to a shop. I've got, you know, there's people that handle the bookkeeping and the billing. You know, I pay my truck payment. I pay my you know, my insurance and everything. I keep up with all that stuff. I keep up with all my maintenance and everything. And pretty much everything else is taken care of. They keep track of all the IFTA, you know, all of that stuff. Permits. I just, you know, I opted to do my plates and registration through them. I can go get my own plates if I want to, but I opted to do them through them for simplicity again. You know, that kind of hinders if I want to move to another company or anything, but right now I don't really have any desire to, and it just simplifies things. So, there's a million different ways to do truck driving. This is the way that I'm comfortable doing it right now, and, you know, not getting rich, not even close to it, but in a tough time in this industry when a lot of people are not keeping their head above water, I am managing to at least keep my head above water. Now, I don't want to jinx myself, because I could get down the road here in 10 minutes, have a catastrophic failure of something on the truck, and then game over, scheduling a visit to the bankruptcy lawyer next Monday, you know. So I don't want to say all this and jinx myself, but just explaining where I'm at, you know. And that's where I'm at. Right now, it's raining. This sucks. I hate driving in the rain. I'll do it. Been doing it for my whole entire truck driving career. It's not enjoyable though. I'm gonna get off, get my radio show going back again, and catch back up with you later. Sorry this little clip went long-winded, but, you know, got off on a tangent. Just figured I was kind of explain where I'm at in life with trucking right now. Now you know. Don't know if you cared, but you have the information now if you're worried. I will catch you all later. Bye-bye for now. See you in the next clip. Hello, folks. Greetings from the ever-classy Montgomery, Alabama, TA. Why are we here? Well, you're either only here to people watch and for entertainment, to get your truck run over, or you need to use the Catskill. This is the absolute closest Catskill to the Coca-Cola I just picked up at, and that's what I needed. Because my suspension gauge was showing me that I thought I was going to be overweight on my drive axles. So it was prudent to come over here and check, since we were only about 3 miles away. And much to my surprise, we were actually legal. We were just legal, but we were at 33,000 on my drives there. So I can actually, if I need to, I can scroll a couple of pounds back to my trailer there. Actually, I can't do anymore on my trailer because my tandems are all the way. So scratch that, what I said, but that doesn't matter because we are legal. We're exactly, at least to the Catskill numbers, exactly 33,000 pounds on our drives. So we got enough room to get some fuel on down the road here and still stay legal. I have had them come out of that place before, and even with the tandem slid all the way, be good on the trailer and a little heavy on the drives. Coca-Cola likes to cram every last pound that they can in there. But this all means, if you're keeping up here, this all means that I got into Montgomery and got my load dropped and got my other one picked up. We had a quick, efficient trip in there. They even had, they got me checked in for my one I was dropping. They already had the paperwork for the one I was picking up at the guard shack, so I didn't even have to deal with checking in on that one in the office. I was able to just go drop them other paperwork. And it was in and out, nice, quick, timely transaction. turning right out of this place is proving to be difficult right now. There's a lot of traffic coming, and I don't trust any of them. Yeah. We're getting going now. We're getting going. Very slowly. Very slowly. I got the little Packard that could, don't I? And with not the best gearing in the world, but we're moving. Yeah, we got in and out of there with a pretty fair quickness. Was able to complete in the time of it all. It killed 30 minutes, and you can count your 30-minute break on duty now. So I was able to go to yard move on the ELD there, and it clicked off and gave me credit for my 30-minute break. So we're able to pull out of there and just roll. We're cat scaled out. We're legal. We're going to get up here on the 85, get about 70 miles down the road, stop at a fuel stop I've never been to. We're going to a Jet Pep. That's got my cheapest fuel on our network between here and Augusta, and it ain't that cheap at all. It's the same price I paid coming into Montgomery, even with a discount. And then network, we are only looking at getting it for $3.69, which is the cheapest, which is not awesome. We're going to have to get our finances back in order and start comparing and contrasting to mud flap again pretty soon if everything's going to go back up. But all of that to say, we're moving, we're trucking, we're rolling. We got some work done. Yeah, we're about to get some more work done. Our tire is holding up so far. If I can find some wood, I would knock on it. Yeah, it's doing okay so far. We got a good trailer. We got one of the newest trailers we've got in the fleet. It's not brand new, but it's probably the best trailer we've got in the fleet. I hadn't even got to pull it yet. I've only seen it sitting at the yard and stuff like that. And nice and clean. Got good tires on it. Got good doors, good mud flaps. Got good everything on it. Pretty solid looking, good looking, pretty trailer. So I'm glad to get me a nice one here for this run. And I'm guessing once I drop off in Augusta tomorrow, if I had to bank on it, I'd say Mike Deadhead to Savannah. I don't know. Stuff's been a little weird coming out of Savannah here lately, so I don't know. That's my guess as of right now. So this trailer will be with me till at least probably Savannah if everything goes the way it usually goes. But we'll find that out later. For now, I'm going to do some driving, knock some miles out, mentally prepare myself to deal with Atlanta here a little later, even though it's going to be well after primetime driving hours. We know how that my luck always goes there. There'll always be an accident or something that holds me up, but we'll deal with it. We're going to get where we're going. I'll see you guys later on, from somewhere in the state of Georgia. I'll catch up with you here in a little while. Y'all be good until then. Oh, we made it. We made it somewhere. We made it to Augusta. We made it all the way here. We are right down the street, maybe 2-3 of a mile from where we've got to be in the morning. We found a little spot I've been eyeballing every time I come over here, just in case I needed it sometime. And tonight I needed it. And here I am, just right up the road. There's a little kind of a makeshift parking area on the side that looks like some container haulers use and stuff. And nice little wide shoulder area here right down the street. Low traffic, low noise. And should work out good till the morning. I don't have to be over there till 8:30. I'm going to get over there a little early, try and get it off, and get an early start on this day and get over to Savannah and grab my load, because I got a long haul to go from there to Mobile, Alabama. I got the Deadhead, then I got to be in Mobile for Wednesday morning. But we're here. We made it. Didn't record much more after the last clip, but just, quite frankly, weather got kind of stupid for the rest of the evening. There was lots of heavy rain, lots of wind. It got dark. I stopped and fueled and got me some chicken and basically just tried to keep the truck on the road. It was not awesome weather at all, and nobody ever stops driving like damn lunatics out there, no matter what the conditions are anymore. When I finally got to Atlanta on 285, you ever seen the old school movie Gremlins? When Gizmo gets wet, it produces more gremlins, and the actual gremlins, water creates more gremlins, and they're just chaos.
I think that's what happens on 285 in Atlanta. I think when it rains, it turns people into gremlins, and they just want to cause chaos. I saw so much foolish stuff going on. Pitch black, pouring down sheets of rain. People just driving like maniacs. Some of them not even using headlights, whipping in and out of lanes at just absurdly over the speed limit, speeds. Just completely ignoring anything relating to how physics works. I don't know how everybody is not dead. I don't know. I truly don't anymore. It's wild. I'm worn out. It's time for me to go to sleep. I'm sleepy. I put my work in today. Yeah. Did a pretty good bit. I got to the truck, had the flat tire, got that fixed. Boogied over to downtown, or over there from Ringgold to Chattanooga to get live loaded. Hustled that all the way to Montgomery, Alabama. Dropped that one. Picked up a loaded one in Montgomery. And managed to hustle that one all the way to Augusta. I've done some work today. I got a lot of work to do tomorrow. Yeah. I listened to a bunch of podcast stuff today, but I did listen to some music. I dove back on a gem from the 90s. Not heavy stuff, but tasty, good stuff. It was a band that would be mostly considered in this country as a one-hit wonder. And unfortunately, they weren't a lot more than the one hit, because they put out a massive, 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 huge song that's still played everywhere to this day. But it simultaneously made them very famous and put them all on the map, and also destroyed the band all at the same time due to there was some sort of legal issues with some copyrights or something with a sample they used in the song, and it just basically destroyed everything they had. But it's a band called The Verve. They were an English band. They had an album out called Urban Hymns, like hymns, like church hymns, urban hymns. But the famous song is called Bittersweet Symphony. That song was everywhere. It's still everywhere. Highly famous song. Huge song. The whole record's good, though. The rest of the record is overshadowed by that song and, the story of how, what happened to the band post that song and everything. But it's got a little bit of everything. It's like just a gem of a Brit rock album. It's, it's got the alt rock kind of stuff while having that British bluesy, kind of British rock sound. I don't really know how to even describe it any further than that, but it's it's got a lot of different sounds on the album that span, kind of across all gamuts of, lighter rock and alternative and English rock music, with a, what was a modern twist in the 90s. And the album is a true gem of the 90s, a true gem of Brit rock from the 90s and just the 90s period. But check that out, The Verve, Urban Hymns. I guarantee you have heard at some point, maybe not even on the radio, but on a commercial or an ad somewhere in your life, you've heard Bittersweet Symphony, even if you don't know the name of it. And once you hear it, you'll go, oh, it's that song. Then listen to some more of the record. And then research the band and look at the story of, what all went down with that song and everything after they released it and it made them massive stars. Now that's my musical recommendation of the day. And with that, I'm calling it quits. It's time to go to bed. Yeah. Time to sleep it off for a few hours. Whatever time it is, wherever you're at, if it's morning, have a good one of those. If it's an afternoon, have a good afternoon. If it's nighttime, good night to you. It's nighttime here, so I'll say good night. Just have a good whatever it is, wherever you're at. And any chance you get, spread some positive energy to the world, or your neighbor, or person walking down the street, anything. Smile, ask somebody how their day's doing, tell somebody their hair looks nice or they got sweet shoes. I don't know. Pass something on. Anything that can cause a chain reaction and send more positive waves down the highway there. It's very simple to get started, get that ball rolling. And I'm going to go sleep.
I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye-bye.